Sevilla versus Arsenal is the Champions League game that Arsenal is going to play after drawing 2-2 with Chelsea at the Stamford Bridge. They're obviously playing 2 consecutive games away from home after playing away at Stamford Bridge. They are going to play against Sevilla on Tuesday, and it's going to be in the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan Stadium that capacitates 43,883 people into that stadium down in Sevilla. Welcome to this channel. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having a fantastic stay everywhere you are, and we're here to obviously come up with a match preview that includes the injuries, the players available, the probable starting 11, and the tactics and how both of the teams and the managers obviously going to fare up. Now, if I told you one Arsenal fan, you have to know to it that Sevilla sacked their manager and they brought in the former Uruguay manager, the World Cup, known as Alonso Diego, and he went ahead to play his first game at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan Stadium, and he drew 1-1 with Real Madrid. And that might sound scary to the fans of Arsenal because they know what it means when a manager first comes in through and obviously gets a point of Real Madrid. And in that game, I saw Sergio Ramos, right, trying to obviously find himself in a situation of really colliding with his former Real Madrid teammates, but it was obviously him exercising what he feels for his home club, that is Sevilla, into Spain. So today we come in here to obviously let you know that it's going to be a huge game. Sevilla and Arsenal, you know what they call the new manager bounce, and the new manager bounce helped them to really snatch a point off Real Madrid, but it doesn't mean that they're going to obviously snatch a point of Arsenal or points of Arsenal, because Arsenal is a different team altogether, more balanced than Real Madrid. Real Madrid don't have a center forward, but Arsenal really has many that can obviously cause havoc onto that side. But also remember that Sevilla at home are really deadly. They are really deadly, and they obviously make it hard for the opponents to play. So we thank God for the gift of life, the Muslims, Barakallahu fikum, and may living to bless you abundantly. And we are here to obviously get into this as we want it to be. Now, let's first talk about Arsenal. Who is injured? Only one player of Arsenal is injured, that is Julian Timber. The rest of the players are really available to see to it that they obviously take on this game to the next level by playing the needed minutes to take Arsenal to where they deserve to be. So for Sevilla, obviously they're having only 3 players. That is Mariano Diaz is having a thigh injury, and Alfonso Pasta is having an injury. And Yusuf El-Nesri, you know him, he plays for Sevilla and he plays for Morocco too. Is one of those players that obviously got off the field of play when they're playing Real Madrid late in the game, but that doesn't rule him out to be part of the side that is going to be facing Arsenal tomorrow. For Arsenal, they obviously have a lot of work to do, and that's why they need to obviously get in players who are really experienced into this Champions League, and obviously to it that they really win the hearts of many in Sevilla. For me as a United fan, we went there and played there last season in the quarterfinals of the UEFA Europa League, and we lost by 3-1. But they were really easy giveaways by David De Gea. David De Gea gifted 2 goals, and David De Gea gifted 1, Maguire gifted 1, and the other one came out from a clean set piece that was taken by Sevilla. So they're a team that have a new manager, and you know how players react when they're really having a new manager. They really react in a different manner altogether, and you anticipate that it's not going to be an easy game. Arsenal needs to obviously perform better and really keep it tight. The atmosphere that you saw when you're playing RC Lens is going to be 10 times hostile than that, because this stadium is going to be rocking and they're obviously very scary in there for you. So for Arsenal, they need to raise up their expectations and obviously put the expectations into action on the field of play. Now, the big question is all about who is starting and who is not starting, especially in goal. The big debate is all about the goalkeeping department of Arsenal, where David Raya has been doing mistakes in the last 3 consecutive games that Arsenal have gone ahead to play. Against RC Lons, he put out a very sloppy display and obviously costed Arsenal an equalizer. In the game of Man City, he did close to 3-4 mistakes that would have gone ahead to cost Arsenal, but God was on the side of Arsenal, and Arsenal never really went ahead to concede any goal. And the other one is the recent one they played against Chelsea. You saw how he obviously went ahead to gift, a Palmer, though he never really capitalized onto that gift. And the goal that Mykhailo Mudryk really scores, it's because of him not knowing where his goal area is and how to read the game of football. Because when the player is running towards the byline, there is no reason as to why the goalkeeper gets outside of his goal, But he was totally outside of this goal, and he was beaten by the brilliancy of Mykhailo Mudryk. Now, who is starting in goal? David Raya has gone ahead to do mistakes. Now, it's tomorrow that we get to know that the journey of Aaron Ramsdale at Arsenal is over. That is it. It's tomorrow when we know that the journey of Aaron Ramsdale is really over. That is it. If at all Arteta doesn't start Aaron Ramsdale and brings in David Raya, we'll obviously get to know so I think it's going to be Aaron Ramsdale starting in goal. If at all I'm Mikel Arteta, that's what I do, because the complacency of this man costed Arsenal a game of football yesterday. I really talked about it very well when I was doing my match reaction about how, if at all this game was at 1-0, Arsenal would have gone ahead to find 1 goal and obviously put more 2 or 3 past the side of Chelsea. But 2-0 was really a very huge mountain for Arsenal players to climb, and they finally went ahead to climb it and took them to the next level where they deserve to be. So for Aaron Ramsdale, it's obviously written all over the world that he should start the game against Sevilla. And if at all Mikel Arteta doesn't do it, then we'll get to know that it's done. If David Raya starts in between the stitches, that's going to be a done deal. Because if you don't start Aaron Ramsdale when this player has gone ahead to really make mistakes in 3 consecutive games, then why doesn't he really push out to move in January? And Arsenal is going to play West Ham next week in the midweek in the Carabao Cup. And I think if I told you Mikel Arteta, it's better to give Ramsdale this game. Then you bring back Raya during the weekend as Arsenal host Sheffield at the Emirates. And after that, you go on and get back Ramsdale in between the stitches, and I think you can easily cover it up and then keep Raya in between the stitches again. But if at all he obviously gets Raya in between the stitches tomorrow, then everything is going to confirm to us that that's the end of Aaron Ramsdale's journey at Arsenal. Right back, Ben White. I see him starting on the right side of the fullback. Left side, it's going to be Zinchenko. Right. Then central defense, I think William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes obviously coming in through to obviously play that big game. And I think one of these days, Gabriel Magalhaes should be rested a little bit because he traveled from South America and he has gone ahead to travel twice ever since this season started. And I think if Atletico is not rested in this game, they must rest them in the game of Sheffield. That is it. Because we need to see a very huge change into the team of Arsenal, as this man deserves a change. And how would you change that? Thomas Partey right back, Ben White, William Saliba in the central defense. Thomas Partey is going to start this game. I really have a feeling why. He's a player who played in Spain for a very long time. He knows what Sevilla is all about, and if at all there is a player that you need who is going to give you depth, who's going to give you exactly what Spanish La Liga is all about, it's Thomas Partey. Though he has not been playing there for a very long time, he has not been playing there after a very long time because it's now 4 years since he last kicked a ball in Sevilla. But Thomas Partey is a true definition of a player who knows what the atmosphere of that stadium is all about in Sevilla. So I think you start him in the midfield, then you bring in Martin Odegaard, a player who was going to hate to be having some worst games for Arsenal. Maybe can obviously exonerate himself by doing the needful in this game. Then Declan Rice comes in through to obviously play part into that fixture as a number 8, and that is the midfield of Arsenal. Then you get Saka, who opened up, who gave an assist that really rescued the game of Arsenal to end 1-1 in favor of Arsenal. In favor of no one, it ended 2-2 in favor of no one. Then Gabriel Martinelli, left forward, obviously coming in through, and looks like he's really getting himself sharp. The first half was not all that good. Second half, he obviously lived up to the occasion before Trossard came in through and obviously took over. And I think Gabriel Jesus will lead the line for the club of Arsenal. So for Gabriel Martinelli, never played 90 minutes, was taken off. Zinchenko, he also never played 90 minutes, was taken off. For him, he played only 45. And for Odegaard also was taken off. So some good players were rested. Jesus also played for like 60 minutes and was taken off. So that's my predicted starting 11 that I believe Mikel Arteta should bring on through and obviously take Arsenal to the winning level. So who do you include? Who do you exclude into my predicted starting 11? I'm welcoming it in the comment section below. And there are some thoughts I would love to obviously throw into your memory lane from Google. Head-to-head facts. Sevilla won their only previous home games against Arsenal, beating 3-1 in 2007, 2008 UEFA Champions League stages. So they won their previous game against Arsenal. So Arsenal have won just 3 of their 17 away games against Spanish sides in all competitions, 3 draws and 11 losses. So that is really horrible, and it shows you that Arsenal needs to obviously act well better. They're going to let us know that they played against Celta Vigo in February 2004, and Celta Vigo beat them by 3-2. They played against Real Madrid in February 2006. Madrid beat them by 1-0. And Valencia in May 2019, Valencia beat Arsenal by 4-2. So Arsenal needs to live up to the expectations to see that they win these beautiful games of football. Then Sevilla have only lost 3 of their 10 home matches against English sides in Europe competitions. That is 5 wins and 2 draws, with the most recent game in this run being a 3-0 victory against Man United in the last season's UEFA Europa League second leg quarter-final tie. I've already told you that. Then fourthly, this is just the second time that Mikel Arteta has managed in a game played in his native Spain country, with the previous one coming in Arsenal's 2-1 defeat at Villarreal in April 2021 in the UEFA Europa League. Indeed, he's winless in 2 games against Spanish sides in charge. So he's winless. That is it. So he hasn't won any game when he's playing against a Spanish side away. Then Arsenal have lost their last 2 away games in the UEFA Champions League, including their first one on the road in the Champions League under Mikel Arteta 2-1 against RC Lens. They lost 3 in a row away from home in the campaign of 2010-2011 campaign, with a 3rd defeat in that run coming against Pep Guardiola's Barcelona with 3-1 loss at Camp Nou. So that's what Google is telling us about this game of Arsenal. But guys, this is hard. For RC Lens, I called in for it's a hard game to predict, by the way. And 80% I see a draw. A draw, right? Of like 3-3. But if it's a win, it's going to Arsenal. That is it. Why am I saying that if it's a win, it's going to Arsenal? You know, Sevilla are not as physical as RC Lens. That is it. And when you look at Arsenal and how they really played, it was the goalkeeper that let them down. And this time round, if at all, Ramsdale is in between the stitches, is a very good shot stopper. But everyone will ask that, how is he going to really kill off the pressure like David Raya? I think he can, because Ramsdale, with his feet, he's not badly off. He's really a very good player. But I just think that it's one of those things that Mikel Arteta just wants to change and see to it that he gets in another goalkeeper that obviously plays like how he wants to play. So Raya might obviously get a chance to start if at all the manager looks at it that I want really a true ball-playing goalkeeper, but he should also get to know that this team of Sevilla is obviously going to ask Arsenal very many questions. That is it. That's what he should learn, that this team of Sevilla is going to ask Arsenal very many questions. And I really understand that Arsenal is going to ask some huge questions also to this team of Sevilla, but all in all, it will depend on who really seizes his chances. If Arsenal seizes its chances, they'll obviously find themselves winning this game. If Arsenal kill off their chances, they'll obviously find off win this game. Now, when they're playing Real Madrid, a little bit of who really started and who really came in through, they had the following. They had Nailad, Nailad in goal. Then Kyle Navas, this is one of the positions that Arsenal should utilize if at all Kyle Navas is Jesus Navas is started into the right back position of Sevilla, because he has gonna hate to grow old, and I think they should capitalize onto beating him off his pace. But one thing I know is that Kyle Navas, Jesus Navas going forward is better, and it's going to be affecting Arsenal a lot, especially into the final third. So Arsenal should really add it up by Martinelli making him busy and not allowing him to obviously get into good positions, obviously cross that ball in. Kuna, left back, I think Bukayo Saka is going to have a hard day with him. Sergio Ramos, obviously playing in the central defense with Gudeji. I think you all know Sergio Ramos. Boba Somare, he was at Leicester City. Ivan Rakitic, you know him very well. And so there is Luke Bikiko, right forward. Compos, left forward. And Nyesiri leading the line. So it shows you that they really have some good players who really have the experience that is really well deserved to obviously take on the side of Arsenal, and Arsenal should find themselves in a proper position today, having traveled today, so to it that Mikel Arteta gets the tactics right. But I think the hugest mistake Mikel Arteta will do is to obviously get David Raya in between those stitches. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Tell me your thoughts about Sevilla versus Arsenal. My prediction is a draw, but if it's a win, I see it going on to the Arsenal side, because they can obviously capitalize and sit them down, the team of Sevilla. So what do you make about it? Sergio Ramos facing Gabriel Jesus. Thomas Partey facing Boba Kamara. Kondobia was for Atletico Madrid and was sold. And the other player that you should talk about is Ivan Rakitic, is a good one. So that midfield battle is obviously going to be very much enticing. So I sign out for now. See you later, and may the living God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. I'm calling for your predictions into the comment section below. See you later. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum, the Christians. May the living God bless you abundantly. I'm out.